Yip, yip. Yip, 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 yip. Ni hao ma. Good morning, everybody. Comment allez-vous? How are you? Good morning. Welcome to Forex.Today, the YouTube community of about 20,000 foreign exchange traders. We gather here today to conduct technical and fundamental analysis with the overriding goal of helping you plan trades. We'll cover dollar pairs and yen pairs. We'll also do gold, oil, and Bitcoin. With that being said, let me remind you that trading is risky. It's not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. Please stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. My name is Wayne. I'm somewhere around 20 years into this journey we call Forex. So I've learned a few things the easy way, and I've learned a lot of things the hard way. Nonetheless, I started when there were no gurus. There were no books on Forex. There was no YouTube. There was no live streams. There were no webinars. And I had never traded anything before. I was just a simple venture capitalist. I never traded stocks because from a point of view of a VC, that's stupid because you'd pay pennies for a stock. You know, I owned Apple stock at $6 a share, me personally. And I held it for 25 years, 30 years, something like that. Anyway, so like trading stocks from a VC point of view was dumb, right? So when I first started trading, I had to be completely self-taught, and I had absolutely zero experience and knowledge. Naive would be an understatement. So I think you're way better off and you have so much more. This is a great business that you've entered into. So I congratulate you. Ask questions, get involved with the chat. Let me know how I can help. In the description below, there's a new link. I know you hear me say it every day. There's a new link this time. There's a link to a 3-day version of the oil trading course. A 3-day crash course. 3-day crash course. We start on Friday and it ends on Sunday night. Think of it this way. It's like an old school traditional conference where you go to some cheap hotel near the airport. Some guru comes out and does a few hours speaking on Friday, then does all day on Saturday, and then on Sunday you bang out a few more presentations and then do a wrap-up, and then that's it. Do you remember those days? I don't know if you're that old. That's how it used to be done. Yeah, you'd pay, I don't know, $2,000 for a weekend course. So I thought, let's do that virtually. If you stay to the end of the sales pitch, you get a free golf club. So anyways, look, it's a 3-day crash course. Let's say you don't have much time and you don't have much money, knock it out. You're going to learn absolutely everything about the oil industry. It's unbelievable, actually. Right? Or the steak knives. Yeah, totally right. I'm telling you, I'm surprised how much material we covered in those 10 courses. Amazing, right? So you'll know the difference between a vertical separator and a heater treater. And you're following crude coming out of the ground through the Christmas tree, right? And then you go through the pressure regulator valves. And then it goes through a separator to separate the oil, the water, and the sand. And you know the difference between a dirty well and a clean well. And when I say, why don't we throw on a meter run after the vertical separator? Oh my God, the infrastructure used in the oil patch, what they call the iron, the iron. But you actually know step by step, piece by piece, really minute by minute process of fracking. And of course, not only will you become an expert in fracking oil and tar sands, which are unconventional methods of oil, but you know the difference between fracking and cracking. You'll know how to negotiate a legal contract if you find oil on your farmland in the United States. Well, what's the difference between an oil contract in the United States and an oil contract in Iran? You'll know all this stuff. It's just ridiculous what we did. So if you don't have a lot of time or you don't have a lot of money, check out the link in the description below the video, and you can knock it all out in one weekend. Okay? And I'm going to do one more lecture this Wednesday, and then the rest of the course is for those that signed up for the full course. The rest of the course will be us meeting live in the morning. So I believe I'm going to send out an email and suggest we start Monday morning at 7 a.m. New York time and spend a couple of weeks scalping oil. What do you think? Smell like a plan? Cool. So anyways, yeah, good stuff. Also in the description below, there's a link to my book. There's a link to FX Bootcamp. And there's also a link to tradersway.com, which I believe is a trustworthy, ethical foreign exchange broker that doesn't trade against you, but provides world-class customer service, right? And fast execution speed. That's what you want, man. Go check them out, tradersway.com. The link is in this description below, but if you're like, Wayne, I don't want to click the link. Well, don't click the link. Just type it in, tradersway.com. Okay? Cool. So what do we have going on? We have this period of the Fed meeting not far away. We have inflation this week, but then the Fed meeting, right, around the corner. And we're in this period, almost like a blackout phase, if you will, where everyone seems to be getting out of their dollar long trades as we wait for the next risk event. What I call profit taking. And sure enough, that seems to be happening. Now you're like, well, Wayne, how do you know it's profit taking? Well, I could say, well, I asked every single investor in the market. Well, obviously I can't do that. But like, what has changed? Has the Swiss franc changed? No. Has the yen changed? No. Has the dollar changed? Yes. So obviously it's dollar related. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if that's weird. Sona says, hey, Wayne, isn't it weird that during my primary education, grade 6, we were taught all about it, about the oil industry? No, that's, and where? Susan, you should be careful. Technically, it's not bullish. It's just bullish fundamentally. But Sona, where are you from? Canada, United States, Nigeria, there's only a few places, Russia, Saudi Arabia. There's only a few places, right? Maybe Venezuela, but I doubt that. But there's only a few places on earth that would teach kids that. That's like taking a 6-year-old into a slaughterhouse. See, this is where you get your food. Botswana, no kidding. Yeah. Huh, that's a pretty good education. Yeah, interesting. Very cool. All right, well, let's see what's on your mind, guys. Let's see what's going on. Everybody's on Euro. Okay. 43% of you are interested in Euro. 35% are interested in Pound. And then a little bit of CAD and a little bit of Aussie. Okay, very few Aussie. So let's take a look at the world here. We can look at a smaller time frame. And okay, what's going on? Yeah, but you're a diamond mining nation. Yeah, but it's still. Man, it'd be great to come visit. Okay, let's. Okay, so you can see recently, euro was strong and now has given back. And this is interesting. Going back to who said it? Susan, I think it was. Where's the? Yeah, Susan said still long dollar. Okay, well we might want to look for when the technicals are congruent with the fundamentals. So so I met with the day trading group last night, right? And we reaffirmed the long-term fundamentals would be like, let's say, up for this thing and let's say down for that thing. And certainly down for that thing. So one of the things we would want to do now as technicians, okay, is recognize the change in direction. Okay? And like you can see euro and pound may have hit a long-term moving average and maybe are trying to get some congruency with fundamentals, but we haven't seen the dollar do it yet. Okay? But this is kind of what we might be looking at. King says he's heard a lot of good things about the Botswana economy. I believe it was Jim Rogers, when he visited Botswana, 20 years ago, he said it was one of the most amazing economies in all of Africa. And he drove across Africa. And he got to Botswana and met with the leaders there and met with the stock exchange and immediately invested. I think I have that right. Okay, cool. So anyways, that's the thought process. Let's start by looking at euro, because that's what you said you're trading. So let's see what's going on here. We have sideways action on Euro-CAD, but I'm a bear on Euro-CAD. And so last night we hit the top of the channel and it immediately turned bearish. So now what you want to look for is a scenario like this, and you have permission to engage. Okay? Now why? What's the why behind this? Somebody give me a reason why a Euro-CAD short would make sense. While you do that, let me ask, hey, for those on the professional subscription to QuantBox, did you guys get your weekly extended report emailed to you last night? It must have been about 20 pages long PDF. Golden Surfer, that wouldn't make sense. This would be going up, not down if that happened. Yeah, Jim got it. Anybody else? Good. Good. Yeah, it was quite something, huh? And that is an extended version, so there's more information in that report than what I post to the retail. Johnny, okay, I should. I'll double check that, Johnny. Actually, I think Doug Wallen. You guys should check. Maybe it's gone in. Maybe it's gone into promotions. I don't think it would go into spam. Wait, I probably have QuantBox open. Yeah, I was checking out the news. I was organizing the news. And I fixed this bug. Yeah, it should have been about that. Yeah, check. I wanted it right before the European Open. Yeah, so I got this working. So I just want high only. Okay. Which is really nice. Cool. Anywho, let me just check that. Johnny, yeah, it went to your Gmail. And Doug, it went to your Verizon. Cool. All right. I just want to make sure. Okay. Okay. White label it. Right? It's quantbox.co@gmail.com. So eventually I'm going to need all your Gmails so that you can access the Google Cloud directly, and you have to have a Gmail to do that. So anyways, look for an email from me. All right, so let's go back to the CAD. Sorry, I got distracted there. Okay. The rationale here is that interest rates in Canada are 3.25. Okay. So there's a positive carry in this direction. So you want to look at it this way. Euro-CAD. Okay. And I talk about this in my book, believe it or not, 20 years ago. Okay. Now, there's a business here. There's a business here. This is one way that Forex works. Okay? In my book, I call it the money magnet. Remember, this is the worst book ever written, according to one reviewer. Not the worst Forex book. The worst book ever written. Okay? So this is the money magnet part. What it's saying is, as an investor or trader, you could borrow a whole bunch of euro. And that's the fee. So step one, convert your US dollar into euro. And then step two, invest all that euro that, remember, you might be leveraged 100 to 1. You might be leveraged 50 or 40 to 1. Okay? Depending on where in the world you are. Or your risk tolerance and all that kind of stuff. So you take your USD and you use that as collateral, and then you borrow a bunch of euro and you have to pay for it. You have to pay. That's the cost, right? The cost, what we call a carrying, right? Carrying cost. And then you take that euro and you convert that into Canadian dollars and lend it to Canada. And Canada is willing to pay you 3.25. Okay? And you collect that, but now you have to subtract your 75. Okay? So now you have a positive number. Okay? And there's a reason now. Okay? There's a reason why this works, why this might work. Not that it will work. This is one way that Forex works. So you ponied up US dollar and you got $100 worth of euro. So when you say that, you're getting paid 2.5% on the 100. You see? But you only put up one. Okay, that's your collateral. So your internal rate of return for a strategy like this, just on the interest rate, is 250% a year paid to you every day. So if you held it for 365 days, you will earn 250% just on the interest rate differential. So there could be some logic that some of the trades on this, not all of them, okay, but some of the trades, when you're thinking of institutional investors, are going to be pointed down because that could be part of their strategy, if not entirely their strategy. Now, are they on a 4-hour chart? No, they might be on a weekly chart. Okay? Certainly a daily chart. Okay? But they might be on a weekly chart. Which means for these institutional investors, okay, remember the way I taught you how to trade is that this is your first sell, okay? There's a second one. There's a third and fourth one maybe. And we're still, right? We're still in a bearish scenario. And you've been short since February. Okay? And that's the difference really between retail and institutional. Because let's say it moved sideways from March to May. February last year. 2 years ago. From this period, it moved sideways, but never made a higher high. Then it dropped, and then it moved right sideways again for 3 months, 4 months. Then it dropped, then it moved sideways. Then it dropped. Now it might be moving sideways. And then it'll drop. And, you know, that's that. Is that right, Matrix? Well, I've done it a few times as an example on this, on YouTube, where I've done the Mexican peso, the Turkish lira, and the South African rand. I think one of them I held for 10 months. Another one I held for about 4 months. And then, I don't know, another one, probably about the same. But I think the longest I was ever able to do on YouTube was 10 months. And then somewhere in the 10th month, I got knocked out of break even, which sounds terrible, but I made 1,000% internal rate of return. You're like, what do you mean 1,000%? Well, for every $1 I used as collateral, I made $1,000 in interest. And you're like, what? Right? What? That's where you just what? Yeah, I know, right? So anyways, so I don't know where we are, and I don't know what the future is. Okay, I have some assumptions, but what I'm suggesting is there are often periods of sideways movement, okay? And we could be in one of those sideways movement scenarios. Unless you think something fundamentally has changed. What has fundamentally changed? You might say, well, the ECB raised interest rates by 0.75, the largest interest rate hike in history for the ECB. And they only needed 10% inflation to do it. So now they only have a real yield of negative 9.25. Oh, good. They practically fixed everything now. Okay, well, you might say the Ukrainians have practically won the war against the Russians. And maybe that's fundamentally changed. Or that the ECB's new yield curve control policy will normalize interest rates between Germany and Italy. And okay, maybe. Okay. Hey, Christian, I noticed you're asking about the day trading group. If possible, be there live, because most weeks we do group work where you'll be working with a group of other foreign exchange traders discussing challenges or projects that I give you. So it's not just me standing on a podium talking to the masses. You know, we actually work. So if you can, you want to be there live. Okay. Here's a Euro-Aussie trade we talked about last night in the day trading group. Okay. And we do have one member that sold it here. But one of the things I went over is like, fundamentally, okay, we'll put an F. Fundamentally, this is down, okay, in my humble opinion. But actually, it's not an opinion, it's quantitatively. Okay, so this is down. But technically, and I'll put this as a T, it's up. And so we had a member of our group sell this, and I'm like, I know what you're doing. That's a good sell in the sense that that's a weekly swing trade at the weekly M3. Makes total sense. And by the way, when we met, we were down here, so it had already fallen for like a couple of hours straight, and he was in profit. So what I suggested, though, is that because fundamentally it's down, but technically it's still up. And by technically, I mean there's a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And so you got short. And I'm like, well, it's actually neutral. Because if it's fundamentally bullish and technically bearish, it's really 50-50 of which way it goes. Now, I would say on the long run, fundamentals will always win. So in the long run, he's probably right, is what I told him. But I said, but you got to be careful because it could also do this. And it's just as likely to go way up before it comes down. And that you need to have congruency amongst technical and fundamental analysis to get not necessarily bigger profits, but more consistency in your trading. Right? Because remember how my book goes. let's do this in black. If you have to take control of your trading by trading in your bias, okay? Or aligning your your fundamental bias with technical analysis. That's the whole point, I believe, in using technical analysis. So that means you have to take control of your trading. The next outcome is that you have consistency. Because now you're only trading bearish technical setups in a market you've identified fundamentally as bearish. There's no debate. There's no confusion. There's no tossing and turning at night. What do I do? What do I do? No, you know exactly what you're going to do. You just don't know at what price and what time, but that's just technical analysis. That's fairly easy, right? But once you get that, you build confidence. Because you begin to see that your trading isn't random. If your trading is random, then you never know what's going to happen next. You never know what you're going to do tomorrow, yet alone next week or next month. And we all know what that feels like. It's horrible. So you gotta first take that control, and you have your bias, which is a fundamental, and your bias technical. So we'll do this, technical and fundamental. Because you could say technically your bias is this market is bullish, right? You could argue this, let's say, on this time frame. 21 is above the 55. It's bullish. But your fundamental bias is bearish. You understand? So you could say, whoa, 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 too early, too soon, too soon. Maybe. Okay? Now, as this develops more and more bearishly, you're kind of better off, working your way into this after it's already made some sort of lower high. Okay? And at some point you do engage, because whatever time frame you're analyzing, for example, if this makes a lower low, so we're down here, then technically this is now considered a lower high, which then means you can engage the next lower high and take this down, but not for a day or a week, but maybe a month or the rest of the year. You see? Because at some point then you get a technical bearishness in which you're already fundamentally bearish. But when it's technically bullish and fundamentally bearish, it's neutral. So be careful, right? Maybe a little bit early, that's all. And now, now it's made a higher high relative to the earlier lower high, right? And so that's where you're like, okay. But nonetheless, if you're a seller here, your stop needs to be above here. Okay. And we already know that because in the training course, one of the things we address is where to put the stop. Well, that's the easiest thing ever. If you're a bear, you put it above resistance. Done. What's resistance? 148.50. So, hopefully Darko survived this. Or wait, I didn't say Darko earlier. Maybe that member survived this. Okay? But you see what I'm talking about? It'd be more interesting if this 21.55 had rolled over and maybe it's a trade on Tuesday or Wednesday, but you get to hold it for weeks, not hours. Yeah. Cool. All right. Good learning, right? Good learning. Good learning? Yeah. Good learning. Yes, Majib. The coupon code is Early Bird Pro. It'll save you $300 a year. Wayne, could you change the color in the text in the chats? It's honestly hard to read. What are you talking about? Oh, you're no. No, use the chat in YouTube. Don't read the one on the stream. That's just to archive it. Yes, Majib. Yes. Yeah. No. Open it up on YouTube. So you must be on your phone. The chat, I think, pops up below the... I don't know. Let's see. Yeah. So I have it there. There's the chat. Yeah. So I have it there. There's the chat. Yeah. But then the video's small, right? There's the chat. Yeah. But then the video's small, right? Oh, no, it's still all right. But then the video's small, right? Oh, no, it's still all right. But then the video's small, right? Oh, no, it's still all right. I love the echo. I love the echo. And for some reason I can't pause it. 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 So I clicked something in the chat, went away, and I can't figure out how to bring it back. So I clicked something in the chat, went away, and I can't figure out how to bring it back. So I clicked something in the chat. It's funny too because I can't pause the sound. It's funny too because I can't. I have to shut this off. I have to shut this off. Yeah. Is that what you have to do? You have to, yeah, you have to exit, whatever. Yeah, so I don't watch live streams on YouTube, so I never. Yeah, you just have to open up the chat. Yeah. So your chat should basically look like this, right? I mean, it's slightly different. I mean, this shows me the controls, but So I'll show you. So I have a phone like this, which is really cool. That's QuantBox. But the cool thing about this phone is it opens up. Look at that. So it's got 3 screens on it. That's the same view. Look at the glass, it folds. Isn't that cool? And so now there's a screen on the front. It won't unlock. Now it brings it up here, and that's what most people see on their phone. You see how that's difficult to see? But then you can switch this. Oops. Let me open up the... Oh. What's it doing? All right, I screwed something up. I don't know what it's doing. How did I do that? How did I do that, Mama? Now, anyways, I'll piss around with it later. I didn't mean to do that. Anyways, yeah, folding glass. I love stuff like that. Love it. All right. But as a trader, it's epic. Like, actually, let me put this back. You might like this as a trader. You know, from trader to trader. Let's see. Let me open this up. Let me open up MT5. MT5. Okay. See, MT5? You can have 2 charts open at the same time. Isn't that cool? Look at that. Somebody selling pound CAD? Really? Isn't that nice? Versus just the one? Right? I mean, that's pretty legitimate. Wait for it. Wah, wah, wah. Anywho, gotta love technology. Beautiful. Beautiful. So anyways, that's Euro-CAD, Euro-Aussie kind of moving sideways, Euro-Dollar. Okay, Euro-Dollar is in a really interesting place. That's the big sell. This is what matters most right now, guys. We hit 102 and dropped like a ton of bricks. And if I were me, I would imagine there are a lot of trades that were right at this 102. It's the monthly M3, weekly M4, okay, and daily 55. Like, oh my gosh. Guys, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Okay? Oh my gosh. Is that a Samsung? Yes. Now, can we look at Euro-Kiwi? Why? Why would you want to look at Euro-Kiwi? Well, let's take a look. Let's see what we should do here. So you're thinking buying it. I don't want to buy Euro. So I don't want to look at it. And that's that. Sorry. Oh yeah, yen pairs. Thank you for that. Yeah, let's do yen pairs. Okay, Japanese yen versus, right? So this is Euro yen. I have a stop at break even. And we'll just see what happens here. It did make a higher high, so I'm hoping that the higher low sticks. And we're about a 50% retracement. My entry is right around the 618. Looking at pound yen, my entry is at 65 something, 65 and a half. Let me put this on a smaller time frame. So I'm here, bought it again last night. And my entry is above 50%, but below 382. So really for, like, let me move my stop just slightly closer. So I need this roll reversal, really like tomorrow's buy zone, to hold. So down, 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 and then up, 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 up. Taking a look at CAD yen. And I guess I got knocked out. I'm not in it, huh? I'm not in it. Not in it. I got knocked up. Okay, that one didn't stick, or I didn't trade it, but I don't know why I wouldn't have traded it. So I must have gotten knocked out. So right now we're stuck on the top here. As you can see already, my plan was have it come down and then rally it back up. Kiwi yen. Okay, once again, let me zoom in. Let's go on an hourly chart. Let me move my stop a little closer, remove some more of the risk. So I'm basically at break even. Okay. You can see on the trade plan on all of these pairs, like if you go back to the 4 hour, the trade plan that we did in the swing trading group last week was a move like this. Okay. So my trades are all follow-up trades. They're pissy little day trades, and I missed the swing trades. USD yen, well, right now, dollar's still weak relative to what it could be, should be. Okay, but we're hoping to hold it. So right now, this is my stop, and I have 472. Let me move this down. Okay. I have 470 pips locked in on my stop loss. I know, right? And now what we're looking to see is this week make a series of higher highs and higher lows. Okay. And then we can look at Swissy and drop into the hourly. And I'm in on the roll reversal. It's really a breakout strategy. If you look here, let me delete this. Okay. So I'm long and strong and trying to ride the hourly 21. And you can see now on the hourly, my stop is this equivalent to the PSAR, which is pretty good, actually. Okay. What do you think? Oh, I don't have Aussie on there? Okay. I'll just put that there, and then I'll drag this on. What's going on? Nothing's right, I'm torn. You're a little late, because I'm already bored. We can do daily confluence. And then I'll shut that down. Okay, easy peasy. Let me update the chart. And you can see, same as everything else. Okay. up, 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 down, buy, up, 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 down, buy, up, 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 down, buy, up, 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 down, buy, up, 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 down, buy, up, up. I mean, straightforward, right? Doesn't get any more straightforward than that. Swing traders will see the swing is in play on the market open. Okay. So I would say the best trade here is the Friday front run. And we had this planned out on Thursday. Okay, but whatever. Friday front run, Monday morning open, that kind of stuff. And this will be an area of concern, obviously. Susan says, a Euro Swissy bullish bias for the next 3 months. Well, let me answer that quantitatively. What did you say? Euro Swissy? The answer is no. Okay. Not quantitatively. So are you saying yen? There's 114,000 contracts short and only 56 contracts long. So you can see most are short Japanese yen. Okay. Here's the risk on basket and risk off basket. 8% increase in the risk off basket and only a 2% increase on the risk on basket, which shows volume and volatility has returned in September. Bravo, bravissimo. Yeah, which is what we want, baby. So everything is right as rain. By the way, if you want to check out that service, I haven't officially launched it yet. I guess I have to put a link here. Maybe that, there you go. Check it out. All right. I want to do commodities now. Okay, this is nice. This is looking all right now. We need quite a bit more up before it's truly believable. But I love the idea of kicking it off 80. And right now you see, right, higher high, higher low, higher high. Okay, I think it's going to get to about, well, let's be specific here. It won't let me grab it. Come on now. Well, let's do it this way. We got to worry about 95. We're only at 88, so what we can do on the short run is, right, continuation strategy. And then I would be very worried that it would come down again. But if we break above that, that could be awesome for a sustained move up. Mayor wants to know what QuantBox says on oil. Why don't you pay money and find out? Don't! Why don't you pay the money and find out? You can log it. You can sign up right now for the retail subscription. Log right in. And the report is there. I sent out the report on Sunday. The weekly report. Yeah, ouch. Yeah, no disrespect, but yeah, pay the money. Pay the money. Yeah. Pound Swissy. Okay, pound Swissy. I always have to go back to the logic. Pound Swissy down. All right, let's take a look. What's going on? Nothing's right on board. All right. You're a little gay and I'm really bored. All right, here we go. Cool. So what do you think the plan was? The plan was to kick it off the daily 5 EMA, drop into the trade here, and you should be short somewhere around, let me do this in a different color, and okay. So you should be short around 111.60. And your stop, okay. I suppose, I mean, it's not a good trade setup, but you could be in it, I guess is what I'm getting to. So let's do this again. Delete this, okay. Delete. Okay, your entry should be about here. And your stop should be about here, I guess. It's not a good setup. So, but that makes sense. Oh, what? It's a Samsung Fold. I think it's like $2,000. You're like, what kind of idiot spends $2,000 on a phone? Well, the way I justify it is I constantly am staring at my charts. What happened to it? Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm constantly on my, right? So it's a business expense. Okay. I'm constantly, I walk around the house and I look at it. I'm in the movie theater. I look at it. I'm outside smoking a cigar. I'm either looking at this or I do stuff like this. Which way should I do this? Let's say, okay, new tab. Got to log in here. Hang on. So I'll sit outside. Okay, I'll sit around outside. I'll smoke a cigar, and I have CNBC running or Bloomberg. Okay.
Trivariate Research founder and CEO Adam Parker is with us. Great to see you, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So I can sit it on the chair and watch TV.
The issues really well in terms of what I'm talking to investors about. How much everyone knows earnings are too
like
high.
a laptop.
How much are they going to come down? What's in the price? I do think that positioning is such that people think it can still go higher in the short term.
Yeah. So it's definitely a tax write-off. It's a business expense. Yeah, right? Gordon's like, hey, man, if it makes money, it's free. It's true. So I really like that. Cool. So anyways, there's your pound Swissy. We have to back ourselves out here. Oops, I got to drop. Okay. And the other trade plan here is not kick it off the first 5. It's actually the 21. You're currently in a buy. You bought this, why, as a counter trend trade? Why would you buy this? Okay, this is technically bearish since March. Why would you buy it? Now, I'm not saying you're not going to make money, but it is a counter trend trade. And like on a 4-hour chart, for example, just going back more recently, when we got between the 21.55, it fell. Made a lower low, came back to the 21.55, fell. Made a lower low, came back to the 21.55, fell. Okay, came back to the 21.55, fell. Came back to the 21.55, fell. And so we're in this period where it seems to me you're trading this, or this, or this, or this, and you can make money, right? You can make money. Okay? You can make money, sure. But on the long run, I don't think what you're doing is most efficient. In my book, I talk about it's twice the risk for half the reward. There's a reason why money is leaving Great Britain and going to Swiss bank accounts. Okay? But does this make sense for a counter trend trade? Well, this is an out of position trade into an early target. So in the FX Bootcamp training course, it does actually say this. It does. But it doesn't mean I want you to buy it. So I'd much rather you trade in the direction of the trend than against it. Okay? That's all. So, yeah, I expect everything to be counter trending until the Fed meeting. So, okay, great. But I think on the long run, you'll be better off trading with the trend than against the trend. And there's a fundamental and technical reason it's happening. But you're like, oh, but it's a double bottom or something. Okay, cool. Good luck with that. Okay. But like, you're trading a pattern, but not necessarily logic or reason. Okay. But I don't think you're wrong to have done it. I just want to make that point. But I also want to make sure you see the bigger picture. Yeah. My pleasure, Mohammed. All right, I'm going to go. So I'll see you. Peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. I hope you have a wonderful trading day. I will see you tomorrow. Unless you're in my day trading group, I will see you again today. Yeah, Don, if that gets YouTube excited to promote my video, my live stream, this channel, then great.